Cancer.
Hello Cancer, this is your April forecast for 2016, and the astrology of this month is like, wow, we have a long list of beautiful aspects, and you had that solar eclipse in your 9th house there in March, so that must have opened up the doorway for you for what you're now coming to experience in April. And this is going to be a month where we're going to talk a whole lot about your career. This is because the 10th house is super lit up with the Sun, Mercury, the new moon, Uranus. It will be joined by Venus there towards the end of that first week of March, and all of it is being aspected from Mars coming in. So you can see that this is a month that you've probably been waiting for, working towards, and here you have arrived. I love it because your 10th house is in the sign of Aries, which is the entrepreneur that really wants to get up and going and really diving into those things that you can, that you know that you can master, but also where you can expand your own skills and talents. So Aries loves to be competitive, so you might just find yourself a little bit more competitive now here in April than at any other month. This is because you're drawing from all of that Marsy energy that Aries is ruled by now into your Sun. So you're here now on the lane of wanting to go and get, right? And Mercury will communicate really well, specifically to the point. I see that you're unafraid. You're not timid here this month, and especially because this new moon that's here is also empowering you, opening up a new doorway as well. Plus, the new moon this month here, just like the new moon last month, came coincidingly with a total solar eclipse. But here we have we have Uranus coming in with a conjunction, meaning that the two of them are side by side on the night sky. And the new moon, of course, is when we write our abundance check to ourselves so that we can manifest more wealth into our life. But also, it's when we put down our intentions. And since it's in the area of your career, even for those of you who don't work, I get this question also from time to time. What about me? I don't work. Why are you talking about career? Well, that's the 10th house. But the 10th house is more than just the career. It's the goals that you're trying to reach, those higher goals. So for those of you not in work, well, you still have something you're working on, right? So it goes for that as well. Now, Uranus is like a Pandora's box. We never know what we get. It's the big OMG. Coming in, so a surprise can be expected here on this full moon on the 7th or the 8th, depending on where you live. But yeah, I'm feeling here that as we start out, you already know in March, perhaps, where this is going. And then here, as the month opens up, well, you will come to see that your drive, your focus is all going to be about getting ahead, getting the promotion, or maybe even applying for a new job or starting off on your new job. When Venus comes into the play here towards the end of that first week, well, Venus is going to be all powered up by that Marsian energy as well. And so I see a lot of your love, your passion, getting into the same area as well. And it will be slowly but surely passing through these other aspects too. And so you'll come to see that your love is exactly where it needs to be. Your passion is where it needs to be. Now, as it starts out early in the month though, it is in the sign of Pisces, and Venus is creative. Venus is artsy. It's also very romantic. And being in the sign of Pisces, well, that's spiritual. So you might see that first week being very spiritual, artsy for you, as all of March must have been for you. And so it's kind of like doing a little pre-research. It knows where it's heading and what's going to take place the last 3 weeks of April. So you're starting off really, really powerfully here. Mars is in the sign of Sagittarius right now, and Mars is fire. Sagittarius is the sign of fire as well. So those two are really harmonious as they set out. And the Sagittarian energy is always optimistic, enthusiastic, reaching for those far-fetched goals on the horizon. Mars is powering you up towards making long-term goals. Right now, it comes into this sign once every 2 years. So right now, I can see how you're working on those long-term goals so that whatever you can get done now, getting all your ducks in a row, will be very beneficial for the long run, not just for April, but for the next 2 years. Now, Mars is going to be very generous and give you a little bit more extended time. Normally, it takes 5 to 6 weeks for it to transit through a sign. This year, right now, Mars is going to retrograde on the 18th through that of June 29th. Then, so it's probably going to dip back into that 5th house where it was operating here February, March, dealing with children or those things that you love to do when you have time to really dive into your hobbies, for example. It's also passion and relationships. So you're going to go back just to kind of wrap up loose ends. And then as it goes direct again, it will come back into the 6th house, into Sagittarius, and then work on that long-term goal for an additional many weeks. Talking about retrogrades, we got a lot of retrogrades going on because currently Jupiter is retrograde until May 10th. Jupiter being in your 3rd house for communication, short distance travel, interaction with siblings or neighbors, or within your closer community. If you're working on anything that has to do with writing or giving presentations, speaking, that kind of thing, Jupiter is here very supportive, very generous towards you, and it's going to pick up speed next month when it goes direct. But we also have Pluto turning retrograde on us on the 19th, straight through the September 26th. Now, Pluto is that transformative energy that we all have somewhere going on in our chart. In your chart, Cancer, it is in your relationships. So many of you have felt, especially those born in the first half of your sign, you've gone through these very deeper layers of transformation. And it didn't always come easy because Pluto is felt all the way into the core, into that true depth. And so now that it's retrograding, it's going to give a little break. Things are going to slow down until September 26th from the 19th this month. And so you will feel that you can breathe a little easier, perhaps. So let's start top of the month. We have the Sun, which is you, Cancer. The Sun being in that 10th house, we're going to talk a lot about the 10th house. But that is you. Your focus is here. It's receiving a beautiful trine from Saturn. Saturn is you, what you're trying to master. Saturn being in the 6th house, that is responsibility. It's you looking at your daily routines, what is working for you, and so forth. Well, Saturn here is going to give you kudos on the 5th. On the 7th, we have that new moon with Uranus. So you can expect some unexpected news here on the 7th. On the 9th, more unexpected news. That's the Sun and Uranus now conjunct. So you could say straight through the 7th and the 9th, it's like back-to-back action taking place in this area. Super busy, pinpointed, focused energy. For a romantic evening this month, the best would be on the 12th. We have Venus and Mars, Cancerians. And Venus, as you know, it's love, it's romance, all those good things. It's beauty and art and those things, music here. And then Mars being action, your drive and ambition. Well, they're coming together. And so here you can see that with a trine, trines are 120-degree aspects, which is what you've been working for, trying to achieve. And when we have the trines, then we receive. This is a great, great night for all of you. On the 14th through the 19th, we got a lot of things taking place. For the most part, more trines. Okay, so first one, 14th, that's Mercury, the messenger. You're going to hear news, or you're going to be communicating news from Jupiter, which is always very generous and abundant. Okay, so Mercury being in your 10th house, Jupiter being in your 3rd house, again, the 3rd house communication. So here you will receive some great news of something falling into place, and I feel it could be either good news about, or from, should I say, perhaps somebody out of town or out of state or country. Jupiter rules foreign places and foreign people as well. So you got that going for you. On the 17th, Mercury, the messenger again, now delivering a beautiful golden aspect from Pluto. So that's from your partner. So either you're going to be serving him or her something wonderful, or you will be giving that, receiving that from your partner. But you know, it could also be somebody you work with very tightly, like a partner within business or so forth, or it could even be a client. On the 18th, your financial situation, also a golden beam from Saturn. Saturn likes to lock in things, give it an anchor, so it's anchoring and securing something about love or money. Great day on the 18th. However, hold your horses, because on the 19th, now you've been kind of growing day by day with all this great news, and then boom, here we have a challenge. And it's hard to get through a full month without something being challenged. And here it could be either within love or your financial situation, a power play coming in. When they angle off on each other like that, yes, you might not see eye to eye, and so it can create disturbed energy. But lay low, try to not engage in that power struggle, which it could turn into with heightened disagreements. What you just want to do is say, okay, I hear you, let me think about it. You know, give me a couple of days. Because already on the 22nd, that same Venus that was triggered by Pluto will now have a conjunction with Uranus. And as you know, Uranus brings the unexpected. And it's the higher mind at work, which can bring in something now of a wonderful solution, I feel. And so there you have it. And then you can return to that situation of the 19th. Now, what is beautiful here, Cancer, is on the 22nd, not only do you have Venus and Uranus, which is the unexpected surprise, but it's being illuminated from the full moon. And the full moon for you is in the beautiful area of the 5th house. And we just love the 5th house because it's the house of joy. It's the house of love, of romance, art, music, leisure, children, all of those things. So as you can see, the 22nd will be a great time for you to actually now achieve those things that you've worked for, and you'll just see how it comes together for you. Now, your tarot reading for the coming month will also give you more insight and information. The cards give a totally different reading than the astrology altogether, so you might want to go listen to it and just see what's coming up for you, and listen to your partner's readings as well, just to see, like you have this focus on your career, all of these planets are somewhere else in your partner's chart, so you might want to see what he or she will be focusing on and receiving this month. So listen, I'll see you in May. Have a great month of April. Bye now.